Kane Parsons was 16 when he taught himself free software in his bedroom. He built a horror universe, posted it to YouTube, over 200 million views later on his Backrooms web series. Then A24 gave him a feature. He had an $81 million opening weekend. Curry Baker made a 62-minute feature for $800, posted it to YouTube instead of going to festivals. The audience found it, his reps found it, and now he's directing for Focus Features. Reesa Teesa was not even in the industry. She got in her car with her phone, told a 52-part story, 200 million views, CAA, TV deal, 3 creators, 3 different paths. They did not wait to be chosen. They chose themselves. Now, if you're still trying to get a meeting with an agent or hoping some exec finally reads your script, this video is really not for you. And if you believe the narrative that Hollywood is out there looking for the next young YouTuber, you're missing the point entirely. The lesson in these stories is not what you think. The lesson here isn't that Hollywood's finally noticing YouTubers. I mean, that's not the point at all. You're still in that whole thinking, waiting to be picked. To be thinking like Hollywood's going to go find this next YouTuber or Mr. Beast or the Hot Wings people, they've already been found. They've already been found. The power has already shifted. So what has to catch up is you, the artist, because the power is already shifted to the creator. And if you are still thinking like, oh, they're going to pick a new YouTuber, you're just handing the power back to them. No, it has shifted to the creator. The power is yours. It's in your hand. The difference is the mindset. I saw an interview with Curry Baker. He talked about when he made that short film, someone in his universe, I don't know who he said, was talking about, yeah, you should send it out to festivals. And he made a decision, put the whole film up on YouTube, which is crazy because we're all in the traditional thinking, oh, I have to send this to the festivals. I have to go and see if Fantasia Fest or Fantastic Fest or anybody can give me a chance and give me a platform and help my film be seen, right? That's the conventional wisdom. Curry said, nah, F that, I'm gonna put it up on YouTube and go. I think it got 2 million views on the trailer, but it found its audience and boom, whole thing's changed. Kane Parsons, Curry Barker, Reesa Teesa, they did not get picked. They picked themselves. What do I mean by that? They picked themselves, meaning they decided to get active. They decided to put themselves out there. They were basically creative entrepreneurs. We'll call them filmpreneurs. They're not waiting to be picked so they can be a prince or a princess on the red carpet. No, they got dirty. They got to work. So guys, the tools are free. The platforms are free. Well, most of the tools are free. Not all the tools are free, but if you look at, there's so much you can get for free or low cost. You can be playing with tools like Blender, Midjourney, Runway, After Effects, all these things that you can play with on a free or low cost to learn something, to develop your skills, or just pick up the camera and start recording in your car. Because story trumps all things. So there's no excuse, literally. There's no excuse. The only thing that hasn't shifted yet is your mindset. So I want to talk a little bit about each one of these guys and break it down for you. So Kane Parsons, he taught himself Blender, this free VFX software in his bedroom. And he designed every backroom set, rendered every frame. There was no crew, far as I know, really no budget, no film school. This is the joy of being able to live with your parents, right? But even so, being able to build all that out in your bedroom is amazing. And the craft that he learned, and that's the difference today. You don't need all these things. It's all in front of you. You don't need to go to film school. Go to film school, go. We love film school, go. But it's all right there. It's all right there in front of you. You don't have to go to the best schools in the world to be an artist, to be creative. So Kane Parsons, he made out the entire Backroom series. He turned it into a web series and he posted the whole thing on YouTube. He built the movie, he built the audience, he built the whole thing at the same time. 200 million views across the series. So when A24 came to him and made him their youngest director in history, it's almost a no-brainer because why? You can't argue with 200 million views. So the lesson here is that there are free tools in your hand right now. So if you're obsessed with making films, go make them. Because there's so many tools that you can work with on your phone, on your laptop, and go do it. And that's the lesson we have to learn from Kane Parsons. Go out there and get it and then put it on YouTube. And that brings me to Curry Barker, because the other thing that we have to change is our mindset. And I think when we look at Curry Barker, so his first film, Milk and Cereal, a 62-minute found footage feature for $800. So, you know, he made this movie, but he didn't go the festival route. Right? Festivals will penalize filmmakers when you post your projects publicly, right? It can't have been seen anywhere in the world. Otherwise, it's no longer a world premiere. Being able to get a world premiere, a regional premiere, a US premiere, a New York premiere, any kind of premiere is the value you have on your project. There are some festivals like Sundance, you're not a world premiere as a trying to get into their a dramatic narrative competition. It's a wrap. You have to be world premiere, which means a lot of us, you make your projects and then you sit on it and you wait. You wait and you wait and you wait for your window to be allowed in, because festivals are just, I love festivals, but honestly, at this point, it's just another level of gatekeeping because they have to let you in and then you get your film up there. But Curry Barker put it on YouTube anyway. He knew all of that. He went to film school. He knew the rules and he dared to do it anyway. He bet on himself, honestly. So he skipped the laurels and they let the audience be his distributor. Now, you have access to these same tools. You have access to YouTube. His views built up his leverage. So when the reps started calling and he got representatives, he got Obsession, that next feature on a $750,000 budget that Focus Features picked up at TIFF for $15 million. There is a big lesson here. The platform can be not only your distribution channel, but it really is about the audience. We go to where the audience is, and that is the new gatekeeper, because views beat laurels. I want to get into this right now, but I might move this. But I want to say, once you get those 500,000 views or those 200 million views, how do you turn them into dollars? Maybe you have a lot of views on your content like Kane Parsons or Curry Barker, but you haven't gotten that big Hollywood deal yet. How do you turn those views into dollars? And that's something that we talk about in my free webinar and one of our partners. And if you come and join my free webinar, we'll get into how to do that, because not everyone's still going to go to TIFF and still get picked and and the lights and all the stuff will shine on you and you get to be on CBS and Good Morning America, and it'll be so exciting. But for those of us who are just, if you're already out there making views, I really want you to come to our webinar where we introduce you to our partners so you can learn how you can monetize those views. Reesa Teesa, she's not in entertainment at all. She sat in her car with her phone and told the story about marrying a pathological liar. 50 parts. There's no lighting, guys. There's no edit. There's no B-roll. It's just her telling the story, right? And it got 450 million views on TikTok. Changed everything. And it's called Why the F Did I Get Married? That show has gone into a bidding war between Shonda Rhimes and Natasha Rothwell. I mean, wow, that's crazy. The last time I heard a creator getting into a bidding war with Shonda Rhimes and some other creator was Issa Rae. And I think that was around 2008, a while ago. So TikTok, just getting on her phone, sitting in her car, doing TikTok videos, telling a story, building an audience, 2 million new followers. She signed with CAA. Eventually, Natasha Rothwell adapted it for television. Natasha Rothwell, who we know from Insecure and White Lotus. So the thing is, storytelling doesn't change. Storytelling is still all about storytelling, whether you are going out and using free software to tell your story and putting it up on YouTube, or you're making a found footage feature, you're still telling a story, or you're sitting in your car talking about why the F did I marry this man? How many people don't have a story about some person that they got involved with I got a story, right? But get to it. You can tell your story on any of these platforms and build that audience. It's about showing up, because for Reesa Teesa, it shows you that story matters every time. Story trumps production every time. If your story can't hold attention with nothing, production value is not really going to save it. It just becomes like a lot of noise. And we've all seen that. So there were 3 different gatekeepers that got bypassed. 3 different paths. Kane Parsons, he bypassed the studio because he went out and built his 200 million views. Then the studio came to him. Curry Barker, he skipped the festival circuit, built his audience, and then when he really hit the festival at TIFF with Obsession, I mean, boom, changed the world for him. Reesa Teesa wasn't even in the industry, just skipped over the whole thing, sat in her car, made some videos, and then boom, right? Built an audience. So all of these 3 built in public on platforms where anyone could watch. That's the one thing all 3 of them did. All 3 let the audience decide. The audience became their leverage. So Hollywood is not chasing a young YouTuber or a TikToker. Hollywood's chasing the audience. Hollywood's always chasing the audience. One of the things we complain like, oh, why do they keep putting these rappers in the movies? Because they have an audience. It doesn't matter where it comes from. They got an audience and they're hoping, praying, dear Lord God in heaven, let the audience show up and buy tickets at the movies, right? So that is the key. And we're still looking for Hollywood, the power structure, to come get us, when you don't realize all the tools, everything you need is right in front of you. Tools, they're either free or you can get them for low cost. A platform, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, it's all there. Story. You don't need big production value to tell a good story. right? That's what, so there's a different lesson from each one of these creators. The question is whether your mindset is going to shift with it, or you just keep waiting to be picked. And then on the other side, feeling bad when they don't pick you. So if you want to go deeper and get into this, join my free webinar, Insider Secrets. The link is below, and it'll help you get you out of this creative pick me mindset into a creative entrepreneur mindset where you get to decide what your future is going to look like in this business. All right, so the link's below. Also, click like and subscribe before you go.